Hi, I'm Todd Nauck. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining me. This is another Instagram art live stream that has been reformatted here for YouTube. This is the sixth and final character for my entry in the 6 Fan Arts Challenge that happened just recently. Of all the characters that people suggested, this one was a little more open-ended. They said, select your favorite Pokemon. So give me a little bit of leeway there. I decided to go with this suggestion, and I picked Squirtle, because Squirtle is probably my favorite Pokemon character. So you know what? This is my first time to draw a Squirtle, and let's go ahead and check it out. Here we go. All right, so this is going to be interesting. Because these very unique shapes here, very distinct shapes. So getting that Squirtle head put in here, we might see his arms. Let's see. I don't think I've ever drawn a Squirtle before, at least not that I can remember. So definitely looking at some reference here. He's got wide set eyes, as in there's a wide distance between his eyes. A little bit of a cheek, very little bit. There we go. Very wide head. Let's see, get the front part of his shell first. Get these shapes going here. Have him lifting up his shades here, so we get to see his shades and his eyes. His other arm there, and I think we'll see some of the back of his shell. So take out that line so I don't accidentally ink it. So he's kind of waving with that hand right there, just kind of a little like, hey, what's up, y'all? I get the highlight and the iris in there, and pupil. Actually, there's a lot of pupil. Gotta redo this eye here. Trying to figure out the science of a Squirtle eye. Which way is he looking when he looks one direction or the other? There's not much white to his eyes sometimes. Oh, got his little nostrils. Let's see. Those little teeny tiny nostrils. Okay, I think I got the main shapes down. So let's see. Now, actually, I want to put the little shines here in his shades. Okay. Let's see, I think I'm going to use blue lines for his turtle skin. Let's see. I'm going to use black for his shades, so I just want to carry that arc up at the top of his head. All right, get a smile going here. It's a big old smile. Do another 6 for tomorrow? I don't think I'll be doing that. Thank you for the request, though. So definitely can respect that. Actually, if I'm able to live stream tomorrow, I'll be live streaming on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Todd Nauck. I think some of y'all tuned in for the Gambit and Rogue sketch cover I was working on last week. I did the line art. Tomorrow, hopefully, if I'm able to live stream, I can do the color video live stream on my YouTube channel. So make sure you're following me on YouTube. Make sure you've subscribed to my channel and you've set your notifications to alert you for when I schedule a live stream, so that you can tune in and not miss out. Okay, let's see. I'm going to switch now to a little dark red here for his tongue. It's a very wide tongue. Takes up most of the inside of his mouth. Let's grab my black micron. Let's ink the shades. There we go. Gets the main shape of the shades going. Use black for the outer parts of his eye. What would be considered his eye lid. I'm going to bring that blue in for the bottom part here, as though it were his cheeks. Pressing up to his eye to create those smile lines. Let's see, what next? Well, I guess we have the shell mostly. Since that's yellow and the back is brown, we'll use brown here. Give him a tubby little belly. And the back side of his shell. Actually, we'll use a darker color for the back side of the shell. Use that dark red. To convey that. Even for that little bit we barely see. Now his eyes look like they're a bit of a reddish brown. Or no, it looks like they're just straight up red, huh? Very good to know. Let's see, how do I want to approach this? I want to double check my highlights. Black of the eye, and the color part of the eye. What I'm going to do here is just use that dark red. Draw the entirety of the eye, leaving just a little bit of white still in the eye. And then take the black, create that really big black pupil. I'll fill that spot in just a moment. Highlight, and then the big black pupil. Fill that spot in. A little X's there to remind myself to fill in those spots. See, I need to put in some shine on his shades. Fill that spot in with black. This pot will get filled in with black. That part will get filled in with black. Give this a moment to dry here. You can see that black ink is still a little wet in spots. Well, actually, there's some places I need to come in with some blue. One, I want to finish off the side of that head, and then we have a little bit of the brow. He has those little, almost barely eyebrow pieces. Put those right there. Okay, and now I can erase the graphite lines, and then we can take it to color. Using a kneaded art gum eraser here. I'm going to wait and I'm going to fill all of that black in afterwards, after I do the color, to minimize the risk of smearing or smudging. If I do a lot of black there, it could take too long to dry, so it's better for me to do that as a finishing move. So let's see. Gotta find the right colors here for Squirtle. I'm gonna get creative with how I color him because of my marker selection. I'm gonna use some B02. Looking at reference, sometimes he's like light blue, sometimes he's kind of a teal or a light aqua. I don't really have an extensive aqua collection of colors, so I'm going to go the light blue route. And I give him the Todd Nauck Copic treatment. Little fingers here. A little more darker color on the bottom side of his arms. Now I'm going to go from a B02 to a B01, which is a lighter shade of blue. Okay, and then to some B000, very, very light shade of blue. To blend all these blues together. Kind of interpreting the shapes as I would think the shapes would be for a turtle, even a cartoon turtle. Let's see, inside of his mouth, let's see, I'm going to go with some really dark pink here. The RV95. And the inside of his tongue, we'll start with some R85. Take that to the RB32 next. Let's see, for the yellows of his belly, I'm going to start with some Y21. The Y13. It's a pretty light color yellow, so I don't want to get too crazy. And then, so I want to leave more room for the Y00 here. All right, now for his shell, And don't get to see a lot of it here, so we'll come in with a little E15 and an E13. Get the right shade of brown for that. And now for some red in his eyes. Some R27. And then some R24. I'm going to come in with a little warm gray, some warm gray 1 for the white part of his shell. Now I'm going to give him the shadow treatment like I've given all the other characters. I'm going to sculpt his shadows with the cool grays just like I did all the other characters. Even though you wouldn't really see that in a Pokemon cartoon, this is going to be my approach to Squirtle. So some cool gray 1 here. So I'm really going to render him out in these cool grays. Let's try some cool gray 2. So it gives him a three-dimensional sort of look like the rest of the characters on this page. A little extra gray underneath his chin there. And you know, I think that's just about it for Squirtle. Let's get a little bit of sculpting to his eyes here. Round him out like I would the other characters' eyes. A little light blue. And then a little cool gray to sculpt those out. Now, still need to fill in these blacks, and I will do that, but first I want to put some color here behind him, and I want a real light color. Let's try some, do I go with light purple? I'm thinking maybe light purple. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give him light purple here. I'm going to come in with a little bit of a different shade of purple. To create a little bit of a fade. Go back to that light purple here. So I'm using the V01, then the BV11, now back to the V01 to kind of blend those colors together. Okay, so now I need to fill in those blacks. Take my Pentel pocket brush pen. And just fill in the black. Just a little more there. Just really want to concentrate to stay in the lines. Thicken up this line a little bit more for the transition. Want this ink to dry here for a couple little extra highlights. I can still see that's pretty wet there. Let's see, who came up with this idea? It was a gal named Capriglione Art. It's a challenging last name to say. M. Capriglione Art. She came up with this, and she's here on Instagram, so you can find her at M. Capriglione Art. It's actually in the post where I put the little grid on there. I just printed out her grid onto paper so I could draw my six fan arts traditionally. Yeah, so she came up with this, and it's taken off like wildfire. Gonna add a little gray here to his eyes, kind of sculpt them out, a little cool gray. And I'm gonna take my Pentel Pocket Brush Pen, put some extra little highlights in his shades. I'm going to put an extra little highlight in his eyes here. Just my personal choice. You wouldn't see that on the show, but I think it would kind of be a fun thing to see. Actually, I don't like that third little highlight, so I'm just gonna paint over it with some black ink there. I think that's better. Just beef up that white a little bit more. And there's Squirtle. Here we go. Here's the finished Squirtle. There's a link to the finished image in the video description below, as well as links to all of my social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. in the video description as well. Please leave me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I appreciate that. And you're also welcome to leave a comment too. I read them all. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, this is a great time to do that. And then you can set the notifications to alert you so you don't miss out on future art live streams and video uploads. And if you have someone who's a big Pokemon fan that might like to see this, feel free to share it with them. I'm Todd Nauck. Thanks for hanging out. Keep on drawing. Keep having fun.